In today's episode, we are taking on two teams of varying calibers, both having circular logos and both having blue and white themes in their bloody logos. And that is probably the weirdest way I could find a link between TSC and Manchester City. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how to link those two teams better, so let's just run the intro and let's just get into the game. Hi guys, MrSpaceman reporting for duty and welcome back to the most coherent and definitely not disorganized channel on YouTube. We are back with our game against TSC and 4 days later, a game against Manchester City. Both games are going to be at home. Both games are going to be in two different, tournament formats, and both games should be interesting. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Since the last episode where we managed to beat Anderlecht and then managed to draw Borussia Dortmund, we have gone and played 2 games and conceded 0 goals, which is exactly what I want to see. The first game was against Napredak, 2-0 with Milovanovic and Darko Jankovic on the score sheet. It's okay, it's not bad. And then the game against Ivor was very, very not bad. I managed to smash them 4-0. And that looks better than it actually is because Juan David Villeros scored 4 minutes into the game. Saldana scored 2 goals after the 80th minute. And Barco scored on the 84th minute. So technically it could have ended 1-0. And then we just rained on Javor's parade. The squad was a little bit rotated. Obviously Kalichanin playing, Palacios, all that jazz, Teklak, Estevao starting. A Brazilian international, mind you. So a bit of rotation there. Even Nikola Savic actually getting some game time. As you can see, a very young player who's looking quite good. But yeah, nice performance, 4-0. And today we're taking on TSC, who currently find themselves in 8th place. I think everything else looks absolutely beautiful. We haven't drawn or lost a game yet, which is very, very good. And I hope that this continues. But to be fair, the way that we play and the way that things happen, we will inevitably lose points. Because like for today's episode, we're going to have to rotate the squad. 4 days is not enough to have a full rotation of the side. And it kind of makes sense. So today we'll have a slightly weaker side, but at the same time, you'll get to see some players that don't usually get the starting lineup. So this is going to be our starting lineup for today's game. It's not as rotated as I want it to be before the City game. There are some key players playing like Saldana, Martinelli, Brian Thout. Why am I calling him by his first name? His name is Tim, goddammit. Foyth here, and obviously Hudikov in goal, but that's absolutely normal. So I wanted to rotate the squad more, but unfortunately, for example, Ryan Ait-Nouri is unavailable. He is on international duty with Algeria, which you won't be able to see because my face is in the way. Sergio Barrios is unavailable because he's playing with the youth teams, and I'm stupid to do that. And Nikola Savic is done the same thing. And Kalichanin doesn't count. And in terms of anything else, Sakamoto is coming back from injury and Antic is coming back from injury as well. So in goal, we're going to have Hudikov as always, Palacios, Gilson and Foyth as the back 3, Teklak and Martinelli on the other sides of the pitch, Villagra and Tim in the midfield, Milovanovic, Vivieros and Saldana up front. It should be enough to beat TSC. It should be enough to not concede a goal against TSC. But is it going to be enough to get lots of goals and entertain you? I think so. And hopefully we can entertain because we're playing at home and usually we play very well there. In terms of TSC, do we know anyone? They have a really cool guy on the left called Bartovsky with interesting hair, very, very orange. And also Ilic in goal, which is wild because I remember thinking about signing him a while back. And unfortunately, he hasn't moved clubs yet. So I wonder if he's hit his peak. I mean, he could have joined us, but he refused to. And now we have lots of money and we don't need him. You know, we have Hudikov, we have Kolichanin, and then we have a Brazilian kid, Gabriel, coming through. So, you know, lots of players there. Potentially, you know, that's it. We have left behind lots of players in the Serbian league, unfortunately. But we're playing away straight away, as Milovanovic will find someone in the box, finds Tim, who finds nothing, and it looked like a very good clearance in rugby. And here is Ilic kicking out the ball. Hopefully he can show that he is a good player. I mean, I like him. I honestly think he's too good to stay there. And it's kind of weird. I do notice that a lot in the Serbian Super League where a lot of players stay for longer than they should. Unless they play for us. As Martinelli finds himself in lots of space. Can he do something? Yes, the answer is yes. Out of all the players that are on my team that can be the game changers, Martinelli is not the one that I usually consider to be the massive game changer. And I can't even blame Ilic for this. This was a beautiful, monstrous run. He refused to pass the ball. He believed in himself. He destroyed the guy with, well, very yellow-orange hair. And he just smashed it past Ilic. Ilic probably was convinced that he was going to be a pass across. And that pass didn't come. He just smashed it in the top corner. But like I was saying, basically, a lot of players in the Serbian Super League don't move. Like, what's the guy's name? Zukic, I think, is a very good player. He hasn't moved yet. Lazar Jovanovic was a very good player as well. He hasn't moved yet either. And there's a few other players that are very, very good. Like we saw in the last episode, finally, I think it was Jovanovic. He moved at the age of 20, which is wild because usually, you know, in the Serbian leagues, you do find those younger players and they move on quite early. But it doesn't seem like in this save, Serbian clubs are as keen to get rid of their players. So I don't know. But Saldania will find Martinelli once again. I like how we're just bouncing between storytelling and game time. As Saldania puts it away. 2-0 against them. Guys, we are so freaking good. Saldania's come back from injury. He is slowly building up fitness, and that's a good way to do so. 1-0, 2-0. Both goals Martinelli was involved in, and both goals came from the right-hand side, where the poor left-back is getting torn apart by Martinelli. Saldania only had to make a shot, and Ilic could do nothing. And after those two quick-fire goals on the 13th minute and the 16th minute, nothing else has happened. It's also quite funny that Martinelli and Saldania are forming a beautiful partnership where they've both scored and assisted the other person, which is absolutely beautiful to see. But it's halftime, and it's time for some subs because I feel like the game is won. At this rate, the game is definitely won. I mean, I've decided to not do any other subs because I think from everyone that's playing, Martinelli, Tim, and Saldania are kind of in a good place. As Teklak will find Milovanovic, who puts a goal away, and that's why we need to be careful with story times with MrSpaceman because things happen before I finish my story. Beautiful play from them. I am so happy. The set piece king is back in action. Like the guy, like I was showing you, the guy with the cool mustache, he is a very good set piece coach. And that just shows us a beautiful finish from Milovanovic and a beautiful play from Martinelli, Teklak, and like I said, Milovanovic as well. But yeah, I don't think there's need for subs just yet. There's not many players I can bring on anyways because the 4-0 limit is so rough. As Teklak will have his own chance and he just misses. And don't forget, it is just the 50th minute. We have a whole game left to play. Potentially we'll make some subs in and around 60th minute just to make sure that Martinelli and Tim don't get injured and maybe even Juan Foyth. But let's see what happens in this play. As Farkas plays the ball to Janateki. Carefully launches the ball to Ruiz, and hopefully Hudikov will collect. He does bring the ball down. Palacios getting his rare start for the club. He has complained that he doesn't get game time. He wants to go on loan, and I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to let him go somewhere. Ideally, he'll go somewhere in Serbia, but knowing me and knowing him, most likely he will not. It would be nice if he can go to like TSC and play a lot of games and get the Serbian nationality that way, but he won't. As Teklak, Leonardus Teklak with an assist from Milovanovic. And like I like to say, Milovanovic, donate your money. Donate the money you get from your assist bonus to charity, or I guess to Teklak, because he made a pass and Teklak weaved through everyone. He did a beautiful run inside, outside, tore his right back in, and then he put it in the right corner. And Ilic is not having a great game, unfortunately. What is his rating? I mean, I can't see because it's a little bit broken. 6.2. Yeah, you concede 4 goals. That's what happens. And also, what happens now is that it's time for some subs. So, some players are tired. For example, Villagra is tired. So, I'm going to bring on Stamenic instead, which will free up some, I guess, rotation for foreign players. And I'm also going to take off Martinelli and put Juan Foyth on the right-hand side. And put on... Who am I going to put on? Most likely, I'm going to put Vitic on. I like Vitic. Switch him with Gilson. Gilson can be a better white center-back. We have Teklak, who's a little bit tired, but I want to take off Tim. And so that means probably Estevao is going to come on. And I think we have 4 foreign players on the pitch, right? So we have Hudikov, Palacios, Estevao, that's 3, and 4 with Vivieros, who's not having the best of games, but that's absolutely fine. Can I do anything else? Potentially. Let's just wait a bit more. Okay, still nothing has happened. So we're going to make our final subs that we wanted to. And I want to give Darkovic a run up front somewhere. So I'm going to put him as a complete forward. And I'm also going to take off Milovanovic and put on... Let's put Popovic on. Do like this. Switch him around. This could be a fun little play. Switch Saldania with Jankovic. And I think that will be the last 14 minutes to play. Jankovic actually has been doing good. I think he's developing into a decent player already. As you remember, we have signed him from Novi Sad for 1.7k. And so far, he's doing quite good. He's played in St. Gallen last year, and he's already playing quite well for us. He scored 3 goals in 6 appearances, which is insane. Hopefully, he can contribute this game as well and score 1 more. It'll be nice to have 1 more goal. It'll be good for the players to have, positive feedback, positive games before the massive City game. that you're all absolutely excited for, as Vitek will win the header. Mirsic will pick it up though. Can we push out the line? We don't for some reason, although we kind of should. Bartovsky, who will pass it out to Miric. We're not marking him. We decided not to. Ruiz finds lots of space. Hudikov, and we concede our first goal in about 3-4 games. And we didn't need to. We didn't need to. I think the players have switched off a little bit. Beautiful pass from Mirsic. I think it was a beautiful floated pass right here, as you can see. And for some reason, I think it was Popovic actually who decided not to mark Ruiz. And, you know, I brought players on to get a goal, and get a goal they did. Except it was in the wrong direction. More highlights. Guys, we're starting to concede goals in the last few minutes. We've done that against Spartak. We're doing this again against TSC. As Milicevic finds himself in a bit of space. We're not marking him out. We're giving him lots of time to shoot. He does line up a shot. Unfortunately, Hudikov is alive and well. And he's trying to show everyone that he is, in fact, a world-class goalkeeper. And, you know, he's going to have to, because we have two amazing youth products coming in behind him. And he doesn't have a passport of Serbia, or a European passport as well. So that kind of puts him at a disadvantage. Although neither does Gabriel. So is he Gabriel? Is it Gabriel? I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting names. But anyways, the play is happening and it's gone. Yeah, and that was that. That highlight led to absolutely nothing. 4-1 against TSC. Absolutely incredible. That means next game is literally in seconds for you, because we're taking on Manchester City. So don't go anywhere. Hello. Are you still there? Are you still watching? Good, because we're taking on Manchester City, and Juan Foyth is returning back to the club, which made him a Champions League winner in the Champions League phase, which is absolutely incredible. So have they done anything in the transfer market to replace Juan Foyth? I don't think so, because none of these players are, well, center backs. I think potentially this guy is a right back. What's his face actually? What's his name? Victor Gomez. So maybe they were using Juan Foyth as a right back, and that's why they brought in a right back. But looking at their squad, obviously Rico Lewis is amazing. Ruben Diaz is amazing. Hosko Gvardiol has moved into the center back position. And Victor Christensen is, oh my God, he's very, very good. He's very, very good. And apart from that, they have a nice squad. John Stones is pissed off. He wants to leave. Akanji's wanted as well. They do have a slightly aging squad. I think a lot of their players are in the late 20s, looking down there. But to be fair, when you have Erling Haaland, who's 27, Phil Foden, who's 27, and Julian Alvarez, who's 27 as well, you don't need to worry about aging. And like, Ruben Diaz has a lot of time as well, so he'll be absolutely fine. But this means we're taking on Manchester City, who are currently 4th in their division. It doesn't really count. I think, 32 points. They're only 1 point behind Arsenal. And to be fair, they're only 3 points. Man, this is a very good title race. Everyone is winning. Everyone's having a good time here. It's going to be a fun season for them, and Haaland is still a GOAT. So the question becomes, can we stop Haaland? The answer is most likely no, although to be fair, last time we managed to do it. And this is going to be the lineup that will hopefully do something good, because I think these players are good enough to start to, consider competing against Manchester City. Like, not even beat them. Just like, if they beat them, it's not as surprising as they used to be before. We have a good side now. The only downside is we're missing Milovanovic to injury, which is unfortunate. And again, you won't be able to see it because my face is in the way now because I moved myself to the other side of the screen for you. And we're also missing Stavanic, who got a hernia. He'll be out for 4 to 5 weeks, which means he's out till the transfer window, which is slightly worrying. And this is going to be a lineup. We're going to have Hudikov, Milinkovic, Vitek, and Foyth. Pretty much a settled back three. I want more links because these guys should be playing more together at this rate. Barco and Martinelli on the wings. We're going to have Tim playing as a ball-winning midfielder. Lachlan Deans will be the deep-lying playmaker, hopefully, playmaking. Estevao is going to be our shadow striker here. Moyanta on the right-hand side, and Popovic leading the line with complete forward. So far, not really impressed with complete forward, but then again, I don't know what to do anymore. Maybe it's a tactic thing again. Maybe I need to tweak and change things. But I'm expecting Popovic to score 100 goals a season, and I don't know if that's realistic. That could be on me. That probably is on me, isn't it? And I will be insanely happy if he scores at least one. I think he's done a great job against the big teams sometimes, and sometimes he disappears. So what kind of Popovic are we getting today? And what kind of City are we getting today? Haaland, Foden, Silva, Rodri, Diaz, Stones, Lewis, Gvardiol, Ederson. I don't think they've changed the squad at all. It looks incredible, but they're playing away. They're playing at the Partizan Belgrade arena, which is exciting because our fans are the best, and hopefully we'll show this to them right now. So they are playing out from the back, and it's kind of interesting that it's the 16th minute and we have the majority of possession. But you know how things go like this. We will most likely concede the first goal as Tim is being marked heavily by 3 players. And he still plays it out. Although Ruben Diaz is pushing out, finds Haaland, who unfortunately finds himself in lots of space, and he misses. He doesn't miss. It was Hudikov that saved it. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what Vitek was doing. He jumped out too early. Haaland was happy. Haaland was expecting... Sorry, let me just pause real quick. Let me forget about what I was saying. What is this? Is this Haaland? I thought it was a ref for a second, but he is marking our keeper. There's some shithousery there going on. Is he going to mark out our keeper? Is he going to do anything crazy? Rodrigo jumps up. Hudikov does not care. Haaland? I don't care. I don't know who he is. Never heard his name. So nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. It's halftime. We have more possession than City. And I have no idea what to do about it. I mean, the first thing is, I think it's time to motivate the players. If we can get 3 points away from City, this will be the best chance to do it. I also saw, if I can quickly bring this up, so I can't figure out how to show it to you guys, but I saw in the halftime analytics that our team is playing predominantly in the midfield. We don't have many players in their final third, which is weird considering that we have most of the possession. So I'm going to try and move Popovic as they advance forward. Hopefully he'll spearhead. Hopefully he'll push their backline further. And hopefully we can use this because we have 3 players up front, which is good. And obviously Barco is helping on this side as well. But we're not really creating much. We only had 2 shots on target. We need more. It is the 72nd minute. And you guys are enjoying the shortest video of all time because City and Partizan are not playing football today. They're just standing there and not moving. So with that in mind, I'm going to take off Moyanta. I'm going to put Soldani on to create some magic up front, hopefully. I'm going to take off Estevao and put Vivieros instead. And with that in mind, I think we don't have many more subs to go because a lot of our players are doing good for now. Will we need to do something slightly different? I don't know. I think maybe I'm going to put Vivieros instead of Popovic. Maybe, because I'm thinking, let him cook, let him cook. And then on this side, I'm going to take up Popovic, or maybe even play him as an inside forward. Spread the play a little bit, because we're basically having lots of game time. We're having lots of time on the ball, but we need to do something with it. So maybe we'll do something like this. Have Vivieros be the poacher, have them cut in a bit more, and maybe they'll create a little bit different, I guess, patterns on the pitch. Because we need to change something. Like, obviously, 0-0 against City is good, but I want you guys to be entertained as well. So let's go. Let's be a bit more exciting, and maybe even put Martinelli as a wingback on support. Huh? What do you think? Especially considering that City is playing themselves into this game, I need to do something a bit better. We're not creating any chances, and unfortunately, they have managed to bring themselves back. Although Popovic steals the ball from Rico Lewis. Do we have a chance? Can we potentially get a goal? Popovic, take your time, Popovic, take your time. Matija, strangle this man. Like, I am absolutely fine. I am calm. I am reasonable. And I understand we shouldn't be smashing City. But I also understand that Matija Popovic should not shoot from that far and that high. As Lewis finds Jeremy P. We did not concede a header against the tiniest man in existence. We conceded a header against the tiniest man in existence. Although, is Jeremy Pino tiny? Yeah, 172 centimeters. Like, okay, not tiny, but he's not massive either. Well, his value is. But we conceded a goal against Jeremy Pino. Who was marking him? Who lost the header? Who lost the header against him? Who will I have to shoot when they get back to the training ground? Number 23. It's Martinelli. Oh boy, we need to do subs. We need to do subs. We're now chasing the game. And that means that the usual stuff will happen as Vitek is going to be thrown away. And instead, we're going to put Jankovic up front. Hopefully, he has some pace a little bit to kind of tear that apart. I wish I had Milovanovic, but we don't. And apart from that, do we play a tired Teklak on the right-hand side? Potentially. Potentially. I think that's the play. We're going to put a tired Teklak there. Oh, no, actually, we're going to put Foyth on the right-hand side, and I'm going to put on Gilson as the center back. Okay, so we have a little bit more legs there. And Tim will have to go as the box-to-box midfielder. We need to chase the game. We need to go a bit faster. I shouldn't have made the changes then, but I can't exactly blame them. Guardiola is good. He changed some things, and now we're having lots of things to worry about. 1-0, 84th minute. Can we salvage anything? Is this a kickoff highlight? Guys, is this a kickoff highlight? Lachlan Deans will find Tim, who will find Gilson. Okay, players are touching the ball. It's good, playing themselves into the game as Tim is trying to not lose the ball to Haaland. Deans finds Tim, Tim finds Jankovic. Vivieros finds Popovic. Finds himself in lots of space. Popovic, be calm. We've learned this. We've learned from this. Mattia finds Ederson. And that's the most pointless highlight that I've seen. Potentially, it's going to continue as Ruben will find Gilmore. They're going to be playing it out the back carefully because we know City. City is good. They're not going to make any mistakes playing it out from the back. So we need to be careful. We are pressing them quite high. Nunes picks it up. He fails. Saldana is going to find Popovic, who finds Jankovic, who comes off the bench. And Darko Jankovic equalizes against City. And again, it is Saldana changing the game against a big side. But is it going to count? Ref, I thought that was onside. If it isn't, it's the tiniest offside. Goal is awarded! Yes! I mean, I didn't expect us to do this well against City. We did so good, and then we didn't. But beautiful one to Popovic. Nice pass as well. And 1-1. The changes have worked. Can we steal something else from them? I mean, how tight was the offside? Popovic? Oh. You could also see that Jankovic pulled his run. So good. And he scored against City, man, in the Champions League. And then they're going to score against us in the Champions League as Nunes finds himself on the ball. Lachlan Deans cannot cover him. Lewis. Nunes. Barco, careful. Almost caught a foul as Jankovic finds lots of space. He tries to return the ball to Vivieros. He can't as Nunes and Lewis combine again. Another chance for them. Bernardo versus Barco. Haaland lines up a shot and Haaland scores. Man, Haaland, it looked like an easy goal. We need to go fully attacking. I need to demand more. This is awful. I mean, Jankovic didn't have to rush this. There's not going to be offside shouts there. Almost. Who was this? Gilson didn't track his run and Hudikov conceded an easy goal. Man, the games that we play is absolutely brutal. Massive sides. Just times his run to perfection. And Gilson falls asleep at the wheel. And so does Hudikov. Oh my god. Is this going to be the way we lose? We didn't deserve to get a draw. I'll be honest. Like, not the way we played. But Jankovic, can he do something? Lachlan Deans! Nikola Milinkovic! I forgot everything I had to say. Do we park the bus? Do we go for points? I think we do. At this rate, we go for points. I'm going to go a little bit more defensive. I'm not going to push out the wingbacks. But I'm going to kind of hold our 4-4-2 as we saw Hudikov there as well. And I got excited because I saw Deans pop up, but it is Milinkovic because he is a GOAT and he is finally showing to me that he's a key player for our side. And he scores the goal against City. And they have a kickoff highlight. Just please end me. I was very happy when the game was 0-0 at halftime where I hadn't had to say anything. And now MrSpaceman, which is me, cannot shut the hell up. I like talking, I like entertaining, but at the same time, I wish I don't get burned out. It's nice not to get burned out, but I'm playing against City, and it's a highlight from kickoff, and it's a highlight on the 91st minute. We'll have 4 minutes to go if something happens, so I need to make changes then. But so far, they are playing comfortably. Like, it's scary how comfortable it is as Vivieros finds Saldana, who finds Jankovic, who has pace to burn. Burn your pace. Use your turbo. Use your nitros. Jankovic. Vivieros. Ederson. He has 17 finishing. That's 1-7. And despite the craziness that was the second half. Despite the craziness that was the second freaking half. It still ends as a draw, 2-2. I'm extremely happy against this result because we managed to come up clutch. Basically, both teams scored 4 goals in the span of, 6 minutes. Come on, that's entertainment. Absolute insanity, yet we raise 800k and I can buy myself a very nice yacht. 2-2. As Foyth and City renew acquaintances, absolutely incredible. It looked like we were going to dominate them in possession, and in the end, it doesn't matter because they managed to bring it back. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, I need to think about what to do with this because I feel like the tactic is solid in terms of holding the big teams. But as we're starting to build up and be good, I need to start thinking about what to do in terms of actually destroying and beating these teams. And to be fair, at the same time, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. Because City is good and City had a lot of years to be good. We're only starting our path to goodness, but at the same time, we were in the semi-final last year and we almost knocked out Real Madrid. So who knows? But right, so we managed to have a nice little draw against City. I am happy to report. And what does this mean for us? Well, most likely, I'm going to do an absolute cheeky one, and I will see you guys on the 1st of January 2028, where we will spend some time together talking about transfers that we do, hopefully signing some players along the way. As you can see, 2 players are joining. And then I will make a slightly longer episode where I will also take on Rangers, and I will also take Ludogorets for our final 2 games. I think that's exciting. I think it's a very good episode, I think. Not gonna lie. Yeah, leave a like if you think so. But let us see. We are currently sitting on 11 points and we have 2 games to play. So that means we have a chance to get 17 points, considering that it's Rangers and considering that it's Ludogorets. Easy teams to win. Bayern Munich has qualified already with 18 points because they haven't lost a single game, which is absolutely insane. And we are doing quite good. We only lost 1 and we lost against Inter. But we managed to beat 3 teams, Anderlecht, Juventus, and Lens. And 2 draws against 2 massive sides. So who knows where the hell this leaves us. I will leave you though on a very nice episode where we managed to get a point of Manchester City, where we managed to smash TSC, and everyone is happy, including me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you did. Leave me comments if you have any other suggestions of, first of all, what you'd like to see, what you'd like me to cover, and most importantly, how the hell do I get Popovic to score 100 goals a season? Huh? He just doesn't. I don't know what to do. Anyways, I'll see you in the next episode where we are gonna have a nice transfer window episode and gonna have 2 Champions League games where hopefully we'll be in this nice green zone. If that's the case, I'll be very happy. Bye, guys.